Hi, hey everyone. How are you all doing today? I know it has been a while since I put up a video, a live saying hey, ho, ho. But here you go. That's your dose of paradise, your African paradise. Isn't that gorgeous? That is so beautiful. Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to do another live later on today, but I wanted to do this at sundown so y'all could have a view of the ocean. Mm. So it's been a while since I've done a live. I have been very busy. Things are happening, challenging things are happening, but still there are beautiful things happening, and I thank God for that. And I thank God for all of the people who have shown me support over 2023. Um, it has it has not been an easy year, and I receive all of the rough and tumble right along with all of the blessings, because you know what, you're really tested. Your real challenge is how you are able to come out of a challenge. If you're never challenged, you're never going to be able to rise above. You're never going to know what is inside of you. If you're never challenged, you're not going to be able to tell what kind of person you really are to you. So I don't shy down from challenges. I don't back down from things when they come, because I know the element of faith that God has put inside of me. And I'm one of those people who don't look at what I don't have. I look at what I do have. What I do have is an amazing opportunity. I have an amazing company. I have, my health. I have land. I have a plan. I have all different, kinds of blessings that, no matter what anyone says to me, they don't detract from what God has already blessed me with. And this is what, when the Bible says, know, or even Jamaican people say this all the time: who God bless, no man curse, right? Because you understand your blessing, and therefore no one, whether their mouth or their mind or their bad mind or their grudgefulness or their deception or their negativity or whatever it is, no one can detract from the blessing of God. God is God. God is not man. Man needs to remember that he is only a little lower than the angels, right? But great God that made the oceans, that made the trees, that made the heaven, that made the earth. God has the last say in all of our destinies. So, our primary objective on this planet is to make it livable for other people. So I have been working diligently on that. Um, the image on the video has to do with a children's book that I have been working on, called it's Mwani Mama. It's around ocean conservation. It's about the guardians that keep the ocean clean, and how children can participate in ocean conservation, because there is not enough known or and very little done around ocean conservation. And working with the seaweed, I see so much. I see so much pollution. I see so much animal life. I see so many things that deserve the right to live, but because of pollution, especially in the Dar es Salaam area, we're not able to take advantage of all the resources that is available to us. I did a pollution assessment on 8 beaches in the Dar es Salaam area, And you know, it's just unbelievable. The pollution isn't necessarily coming from people dumping into the rivers. It's coming from dumping into the sea. It's coming from dumping into the rivers. And so when it rains, all of that stuff, those plastic bags, all different kind of things, they get lodged into places like Mbezi and Kawe and like open sewage in some of these places. So I wouldn't even consider doing anything to do with seaweed farming or collecting in any of those areas. Thankfully for us, maybe it's the current, but thankfully for us, this beach going all the way back around to Unanio Beach does not get the same kind of pollution as like down in Bezi and Kawe and all the rest, down in the southern end of Dar es Salaam. But it's kind of heartbreaking because it's a natural resource, and there are so many things that we can do with it as far as using it as a social development tool to help people, uplift people out of poverty. It's employment. How do we have this ocean, the same ocean that the people in India have, that they're using for farming and lifting up their communities, they're using for all different types. And over on this side of the same ocean, the same Indian Ocean, there is nothing but like wholesale pollution. And it's just like shocking and devastating. So last year I had come up with a children's program to go into the schools and teach them about like the different the different areas of the ocean, the different kinds of life that lives in the ocean, and what we can do for ocean conservation. And I've been pondering for over 2 years now, trying to figure out exactly will I put that out into the world, because going to the schools is one thing, but actually having participation and making the kind of impact that makes a difference is something completely different. So I came up with this children's book idea, and I've been working on the illustrations. It's really about the Indian Ocean sea life, right? The sea life that lives everywhere in the ocean, but particularly those that are on our coastal areas. So a lot of people don't know we have whale shark migration every year. Huge, massive amounts of whale sharks migrate here. We have certain kinds of dolphins that you don't have other places. We have rays. We have we have all different kinds of sea life, but there isn't enough being done around ocean conservation. So what I did was I had launched Indiegogo a few days ago about raising funds for our co-packing facility. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that. I don't know if the link is clickable, but if you go to Indiegogo and you put in Mwani Mama, so I'm just going to paste it here. Excuse me. And on that, so if you go to Indiegogo, search from Mwani Mama, you will find our Indiegogo campaign, okay? And on the Indiegogo campaign is the only way that anyone will be able to get the children's book until the campaign is completed, right? So the Indiegogo campaign is about building a co-packing facility. Why is co-packing important? Because all of the seaweed farmers and the exporters, the legitimate seaweed farmers and exporters, have the same challenges. And so there are a lot of things that need to be overcome before it can actually be an industry, before it can actually be something that is going to make an impact and a difference in the lives of all the people who are participating in it. And while I was, working at the end of the year, like trying to wrap up all of my grants and all of the different things that I was applying for, I had a special visit from go into the details, but I got a special visit, and this special visitor came to tell me that the things that I have been working towards developing as far as marine mariculture is concerned, that those things will happen within 90 days. And I am thrilled and elated. That means, aside from seaweed, there are going to be three other products that my company will be offering. But with those three products, we will be doing the farming. Go to the Indiegogo campaign, go down to the bottom. You're going to read and read, and when you get there, you will understand. We have marshland, we have mangroves, we have coastline, we have islands. That lends itself to a lot of different types of mariculture. One of those is the sea cucumber. Another is the mud crab. Okay, so I was instructed, and I have a lot of information that I have to get through. And until it comes to fruition, I cannot go into further details. You know how I do. I don't say too much before it happens. But still, that puts my company in a very powerful position, because we are the only company in this entire district that has done any work on or even any kind of assessment of the marine environment. So that puts us number one, that puts us in a specific position of authority, that what we have to say as far as consultants are concerned holds weight, because we are the ones who've done the assessment. We're the ones who've done the collection. We're the ones who need to have up and down this entire coastline, because when I started the company, I needed to understand exactly what I was getting into. I did not want to begin doing things like collecting the wild seaweed, and then the environmental agency would come and knock on my door. So I had to do my own environmental assessment, and then turn over that environmental assessment to say, this is what we have found, this is what we're doing, and this is how we can do it better, and this is what we are doing and how we are doing it. Because there is a way. Now, since I made this video about a couple of months ago, maybe about 7 months ago, I made a video about the species that we collect wild, that assist against cancer, assist against COVID, assist against leukemia. It's scientifically researched. It has gold and silver nanoparticles. It's like the Rolls Royce of sea moss, right? And but there is a way to collect that sea moss so it does not impact the environment. There is a time of the year, there is a time in the moon cycle, in the rain cycle, that you do not collect it, and there are specific places you do not collect it from. Also, it is a living thing. It has, like every other plant, it has a season. And since we have done that, a lot of people are like, yes, we're going to go get some. We're going to go get it. Oh, is this the one that we should be collecting? You have to do the environmental impact study. You have to do your own environmental research, or you will damage a very important ecological resource for marine animals. If you go out there and you just pick it up to sell people, what you're going to find is that the small fish will disappear. And if the small fish disappear, the big fish disappear. And if the big fish disappear, there's nothing for anybody to eat. Because the small fish need the sea moss to hide. So y'all gotta use your head when it comes to getting involved with certain things. Also, the Indiegogo campaign is really about traceability. Open systems here where pretty much you could bribe anybody to do anything. That check out the Indiegogo campaign. Please go and have a look. Please support the Indiegogo campaign. Please also make a contribution. Share the campaign without, any kind of movement. Encouraged to make any contributions. Most of the contributions are not necessarily going to come from all of the people that I know. It's going to come from the people out there who don't know anything about me or anything about the company. So I'm asking those of you who do know, those of you who have been here, those of you who have, you know, worked with me or have been to the Exodus house and conversations with me and is interested in seeing not just my success but the success of other African women and the development of coastal Africa, please go ahead and support the Indiegogo campaign so that people can physically see that there is support for this. Okay? I am not an NGO. I am a business person. And as a business person, there are certain things that need to be done, but I want to do what I'm doing ethically. Okay? Because I understand when it comes down to consumer awareness, if you are not doing what you're doing ethically, it is not going to work in the broader perspective. So ethics is at the core of what we do as far as trading with the CMOS. So again, the Mwani Mama Children's book is available only through the Indiegogo link, and it might be another 6 months to a year after the Indiegogo campaign ends before I am able to actually turn to full scale distribution for the Indigo for to put out the children's book. But the children's book, it's a series, and in the series it shares with you, all of the different sea life, as I was talking about before, the different kinds of climates that exist, the different kind of environments that exist, and the animals, and excuse me, and I completely forgot. He teaches Swahili, some Swahili words in this as well. So it's not just, oh, here's a pufferfish. This is what a pufferfish is called. No, there is a lot of information that goes into it, and a lot of work that goes into it. And I'm very, very proud of that. So also, if any of you have any communication that you'd like to share with me, please go ahead and send me an email, at accessafrica1@gmail.com. Okay, let me just put it up here. So yes, I have very, very exciting news, but that it does not change, the fact that we still need your support. Okay, so we do have to get the co-packing facility. I can't pack seaweed from here. I can't pack it out on the ground. When you receive it, it has to come from a hygienic place. So we have to get a warehouse that we can collect it and process it and pack it before we export it. And we do have another co-packing facility our shipments for us and does our distribution. Okay, so it's a lot of moving parts, a lot of moving pieces, but um, it is what it is, right? So yeah, so those are the exciting things. So in 2024, you're going to see me doing a lot of different things having to do with the mariculture arts, which is pretty much one of the reasons why you know I have been like working really hard at like making sure that we're doing the right thing by the community. And thank God we're in the right position, we're in the right place at the right time, we're the right people for, it's just really, really uncanny that we are right here, right? We're right here, and the the uh the area in which is required to do the new mariculture arts is right here. So we're the only company in this vicinity who is actually doing anything to do with seaweed and also doing it for the environmental impact. Okay, So that's the excellent news. I'm very excited. Crab fattening and cucumber farming are multi-million dollar, billion dollar industries in some places. Um, there are many things that can be done. However, I'm back to the same place. It cannot be done without funding. Okay? We need funding to employ young people in the community. When we were collecting seaweed in this area, I did not post that videos. I didn't post the videos for the same reason why when I talked about where we collect our seaweed from, the environmental impact, because now that I've done the study and I've done the research and I've spent the time to find out exactly what is the nutritional content and the medical content behind the specific species that we collect wild. When I put that out there, a lot of people started going to collect. And like I said, if you collect too much wild seaweed, what's going to happen, or sea moss, what's going to happen is there will be a huge environmental collapse. Without the sea moss, there are no little fish. Without the little fish, there are no big fish. So we have to be mindful and careful of how we collect. And those are some of the things that I had written into the contracts of the men. So there's a lot of things that y'all don't see on purpose, because there are certain things I simply cannot publish. I can't publish, and I can't, because people don't use their head. And and so it makes it difficult when I do have things to say, because not everybody sees, or not everyone knows, like, oh, I didn't know you did that, oh, I didn't know. Yes, there is a lot of things that I don't put out there. But what I am putting out there is that Indiegogo campaign. You might not be able to click the link. However, if you want to, let me put it back there. Go to Indiegogo and go to Mwani Mama. Everything that I am working on, have worked on, and what is coming our way and what we're working towards is on that campaign. Okay. So at this point in time, I am looking for the people who are, number one, interested in partnering with us as far as investors are concerned, or B, people who are looking to come to participate in this industry. That's it. I mean, I don't even know how else to put it. That there are opportunities that I am being handed on a silver platter, not because I am pretty, because I've done the work and I've made the way, and I have prepared a place and I've prepared opportunities. Go and research it. Sea cucumber and crab fattening. These are multi-billion-dollar opportunities. However, to export those products, we still need to have a facility from which to do it from. So I'm back to square one, looking for support and looking for partners and looking for people who are ready to roll up their sleeves or come to Tanzania and do some work and get involved with this thing, because I am not going to be able to do it all by myself. Okay. And in 2024, one of the things that I know I need to do is list the company on the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange, because it is not easy. It's something that I tried to do in 2022. Yeah, in 2022, but we did not have the age and maturity and the to hit to register. So when I went and I visited, I got all the information that I needed to how to list it. I had won the Jamaica Stock Exchange in 2017, and I won 300,000 Jamaican dollars. And my company that I won was being prepared to enter Jamaica Junior Stock Exchange, but it was published in the papers that I won 300,000 US dollars. And people tried to break into my house, not once, but twice. And for my safety and the safety of Johanna, I left Jamaica. And I said, that's it. I can't be doing this kind of work for the upliftment of my people. Meanwhile, they're trying to rob me. So I said, okay, the next move is to Africa. And so we have an understanding of what needs to be done in order to prepare your company to enter on the stock exchange. So I went in 2022, Jackson and I, to the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange to get all the information that we needed. We needed to hit certain milestones, to hit certain dates. We hit those. But it requires resources to prepare all of the accounting documents, all of the legal documents, all of the investors' documents, all of the sales reports, all of the income, all of the output. But it has to be done because this fundraising thing is difficult. It is hard as hell. It's very, very difficult. People say they will do and they don't. People say they want to, they wait until they come, and you wait and they come and they were never interested in investing to begin with. People will string you along because they think that you will be so kind to them because they're coming saying, oh, I have money to invest, and they want you to be kind and give them nice things and give them your attention and go above and beyond for them, when in the end they really have no intention. And there is a lot of gameplay, and it makes it very difficult. So in 2024, I need to get on the DSM stock exchange to get this off of me, to get this fundraising part off of me, because dealing directly with people, especially our people, they don't comprehend that business requires, certain kinds of things. When someone says, oh, but you don't have, they don't look at all of the things that you do have in order to get that. There is just a lot that goes with it. So I need to get on the Dar es Salaam Stock Exchange in 2024 to ease myself of this albatross of fundraising. It is a nightmare. It is a brutal nightmare. The goal of a company is to be profitable and earn revenues. It is very difficult to be profitable and earn revenues if you don't have certain amounts of money to make that profit. Money makes the mare run. It's that simple. Okay, it's not, it's like saying, well, oh, I want to sell some shoes, but you still need to buy those shoes to sell those shoes. You still need to have a shop in which to sell those shoes. You still need to have employees to help you to sell those shoes. So this is why I keep saying that I need people who are in business, who have experience in business, who have some kind of knowledge, whether that's coming from technology or trade, because I cannot be the smartest person in the room and the tallest tree in the forest. It's too much. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Pilar. I receive it. I receive it. Thank you, my sister. Pilar says, the spirit of excellence you have, God will continue to bless you. Thank you. Feedback. And you as well, my sister. This is how I look at it. For those who much have been given, much is required. I've been given a lot. I have been blessed, and I'm highly favored. Much have been given, and much is required. Okay, it is not enough for me to say, "Well, I'm good. I'm by the beach. Hey, y'all." That doesn't work. That not gonna work. Can't work. It cannot work. It cannot work that you get by and you don't pull other people along with you. It can't work. It doesn't work like that, especially if you have children and you are planning for generation and generation and generational wealth. You can't just think about your kids. You have to think about other people's children too, because your child will grow up with those children, and you never know when the day comes when there will be a need. So you have to to support as many people as possible who will eventually be a part of the bigger picture. Okay, we all complain about selfishness, but ain't nobody want to be kind. We want to talk about, oh, nobody want to do this, but we're not the people to do. That doesn't make any sense. If you want to be blessed, you have to learn how to be a blessing. If you want kindness, you have to learn how to be kind. If you want goodness, you have to learn how to be good. The Bible says, I have been young and now I'm old, and yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken nor his seed begging bread. That is the word of God. That is a promise for God. Okay? So that is a promise from God. So if you continue to do your right, and if you continue to walk in your way, God will continue to bless you. And I will say the same. God has continued to bless me as well. What I'm looking to do is more than me. What I'm looking to do is more than my household and my child. If that was my focus, y'all wouldn't have seen me, you wouldn't hear me, you wouldn't know nothing about me, because I do not have to do, number one, the Exodus house. I don't have to do CMOS. I don't have to do any of this stuff in order to make a living. I am highly blessed and highly favored, and I am multi-talented. I come from not just filmmaking, but also technology. I have international trade in my background, and I am extremely talented as an artist. I can do any of those things, but I wanted to put my energy and time to see how many people can my little life actually affect in the positive. And having the World Bank, having the government, having people line up behind me to say, hey, you look like you're doing some good over there. How can I help you? That is an endorsement. Those are endorsements of my activities and make me continue to have faith and trust in God to continue to do my work. So between here and there is a huge drop off. There is a very big gap between when these things are coming to pass and where we are today. Okay? So I am still looking for investors, still looking for partners, still looking for people. I have just had a golden egg just land in my lap, and I'm like, okay, great. What to do now? So please check out the Indiegogo campaign. Okay, email me if you don't find it on Indiegogo. On Indiegogo, go to Mwani Mama. The children's books are only going to be available on the Mwani Mama, on the Indiegogo campaign. Everything that has to do with the Mwani Mama children's series, including only up for 60 days. We expect to ship on the 1st of March, at least be out by the 1st of March. We're already listed in the Amazon store. We can make this happen, y'all. The guy for cashew, it took him 5 years, 5 years to ship his first container to America. 5 years. God help Tanzania, because there's certain things that need to be done in the industry. When you come from the West and you understand marketing and you understand, especially if you've been trained in the merchandising and marketing and product development, if you have that insight and you can learn this, okay? If you are a voracious learner like I am, there are plenty of online classes that you can go and take and get a certification to learn more about, if you're just curious, right? To learn all that you need to know. But that was a part of my knowledge training when I built my first app to trade directly with Africa. Okay, so what I would like people to do is visit the Indiegogo campaign. If you can make a contribution, share it with as many people as you can. We are ready to rock and roll. We're ready to do this. We have the capacity to do it. We have the location. We have the documents. We have everything. But what we don't have is enough support. We can't get bank loans, and we can't get. We have not been successful with our last grant experience, but this grant experience, they sought me out, not me seeking them, which is completely different, which is what you want. You don't want to be the one to go knocking on the door and say, hey, help me, because it might not even be the right door, which I learned in 2023. Okay, so the difference is I have people knocking on our door saying, hey, you're doing stuff. We want to be a part of it. We want to support you. We want to help you. Okay, and I wish more people would do that. So I'm looking for partners, looking for investors. In the meantime, go your own research on the global market value on sea cucumbers, the global market value on crab fattening, the global market value on seaweed. You're not going to get sea moss, you're going to get seaweed. Okay, so we've done the environmental impact studies. We have I've put a tremendous amount of energy behind this company. Future generation, we're talking about ocean conservation, and this is where the children's books come from. I actually wrote a whole entire series on ocean conservation for elementary, for grade school level kids. But books series, you will be able to get those books through the Indiegogo campaign. In the Indiegogo campaign, if you purchase the package, that issues you 6 books. I think it's 6 books over a 6-month period. We donate 5 books to elementary schools, to libraries, to children's hospitals, to children's foundations. So for every person that signs up to that 6-month package, you're also gifting 5 books. Okay, so in the series, there are different stories and different lessons in each and every series. Okay, after the Indiegogo campaign ends is when we will start doing the shipping. The next thing is that book series will not be available until the following year after the campaign, because that is going to require more energy, more time to get it out, and I'll be pushing out more than the 6 series in the following year. Okay, so at this point, it is only available through the Indiegogo campaign. So that's some of the excellent news I have. I got to get back to Johanna. If you can email, if you would like to work with me, that's her yelling and screaming through the window. Yes, connect with me in email. I hope y'all. I didn't come in here, so I hope you had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. I hope you had a happy rest time with your family. I am. Christmas was not a part of my upbringing because and so I don't necessarily do too much around Christmas. But for those of you who do celebrate, I don't knock y'all. I hope you had a beautiful holiday season, and I wish to do another live later on, if not today, tomorrow, for those of you who were not able to get in on this. But I'm going to also do like a year-end wrap-up. Um, but yeah, going forward, I hope you all enjoy your 2024 coming. I hope you have as great prospects as I do, and great plans, but great plans and prospects don't come from space, they come from hard work. Okay, so if you work hard, you will get the equal return for the work that you have done. Okay, and I'm really thankful that over these past 3 years, I have been trying to wake up the Tanzanian government to their marine resources and It seems like it took the strong arm of exterior entities to make them realize that, listen, everyone else in the world is doing magnificent things with their marine resources, and we can't even keep ours clean, you know. But thankfully, we're in this beautiful little bay within the Dar es Salaam Marine Reserve System. We don't have the same issues as far as pollution goes. So if you're buying wild sea moss from folks, you got to make sure that it's where it's coming from, and that's another thing. Is like sourcing and traceability is a huge issue in the sea moss industry. It is very ambiguous, and check out the Indiegogo campaign. Uh, look for Mwani Mama. It's right there in the middle. MWANIMAMA. I don't think you can click that link. Um, but yeah, go and do some research. I appreciate all of you who have supported what we're doing. But yeah, little by little, the picture is coming together. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much. Bye bye.